7 things every rich people do. Stop wishing, start doing. The 7 Powerful Principles of the Financially Free Audiobook. Reading by Coleman Hudson. Why you need to read this book right now. Let's get straight to it. Are you tired of just getting by? Are you weary of watching your hard-earned money disappear faster than it arrives, leaving you with more month than money? Do you secretly wonder how some people seem to effortlessly build wealth, while for you, it feels like an uphill battle, a never-ending sprint on a financial treadmill? If you nodded even once, then you are holding the most important book you will read this year, maybe even in your lifetime. Forget what you think you know about becoming rich. It's not about winning the lottery, inheriting a fortune, or being born into a privileged family. It's not about being a Wall Street whiz or having a secret insider tip. Those are myths, cleverly designed to keep you on the sidelines, convincing you that financial freedom is for other people. Here's the truth, raw and unvarnished. Financial freedom is not a stroke of luck. It's a series of deliberate, repeatable actions. It's a mindset. It's a set of principles that, once understood and applied, can fundamentally shift your financial trajectory. The beautiful, liberating news? These principles are not complicated. They are not exclusive. They are accessible to anyone willing to learn and, more importantly, willing to do. This book isn't about getting rich quick. That's a fantasy that leads to disappointment. Instead, it's about becoming financially free for good. It's about building a solid, resilient foundation that empowers you to live life on your terms, make choices based on opportunity, not necessity, and finally, experience the peace of mind that comes with true financial security. Are you ready to stop wishing and start doing? Are you ready to discover the powerful principles that separate the financially free from everyone else? If your answer is a resounding yes, then turn the page. Your journey begins now. The problem defined. The trap of the rat race, debt, and financial anxiety. Let's be honest. For too many Americans, the dream feels perpetually out of reach. We live in a society that constantly bombards us with messages of consumption. Bigger house, newer car, designer clothes, the latest gadget. We're told to keep up with the Joneses, even if the Joneses are drowning in debt themselves. This relentless pressure often pushes us into what feels like an endless rat race. We work hard, often incredibly hard, only to see our paychecks swallowed by bills, mortgage payments, student loans, and credit card balances. The national debt clock ticks relentlessly, but so does our personal one. We're living paycheck to paycheck, one unexpected expense away from financial crisis. A car repair, a medical emergency, a job loss, any one of these can send us spiraling, forcing us to borrow more, dig deeper into debt, and add layers of stress to our already demanding lives. Our dreams get deferred. That family vacation? Maybe next year. Saving for retirement? It feels like a distant, impossible fantasy when you're just trying to cover this month's rent. Pursuing a passion or starting that business? How can you, when every ounce of your energy is dedicated to just staying afloat? This isn't just about money. It's about freedom. It's about anxiety. It's about sleepless nights and strained relationships. It's about feeling trapped, limited by the very thing, money, that should be a tool for liberation. We've been taught to earn, save a little, and spend a lot, but rarely how to truly grow and master our money. This lack of practical financial education, combined with pervasive societal pressures, creates a vicious cycle that keeps millions stuck in a state of perpetual financial anxiety. But what if there was another way? What if the path to breaking free wasn't a secret, but a skill? The promise, what financial freedom truly looks like and why it's within your reach. Imagine a life where Monday mornings aren't dreaded, where an unexpected bill is an inconvenience, not a catastrophe. Where you can pursue your passions, spend quality time with loved ones, and contribute to causes you believe in without constantly worrying about the bottom line. This isn't a fantasy. This is the reality of financial freedom. Financial freedom isn't about having a private jet or a mansion on every continent, though it can certainly afford you those things if you wish. It's about choice. It's the ability to say yes to opportunities and no to obligations that don't align with your values. It's the peace of mind that comes from knowing your money is working for you, not the other way around. It's about having the security to weather economic storms, the flexibility to pursue new ventures, and the power to make an impact on the world around you. It means less stress, the crushing weight of debt and uncertainty lifted from your shoulders. More time. Time to devote to family, hobbies, personal growth, and experiences. True security, a financial cushion that allows you to take calculated risks and bounce back from setbacks. Unleashed potential. The ability to invest in yourself, your education, and your dreams without reservation. Impact. The capacity to give generously, support causes you care about, and leave a lasting legacy. The principles you're about to learn in this book are not theoretical. They are practical, actionable, and proven. They are the same principles that have been quietly, consistently applied by those who have achieved remarkable financial success, from the self-made entrepreneur to the disciplined investor, from the savvy real estate mogul to the everyday person who simply decided to take control of their financial destiny. And here's the most empowering part: these principles are within your reach. You don't need a finance degree. You don't need a high-paying job to start. You just need the willingness to learn, the commitment to act, and the belief that you, too, deserve a life of financial freedom. The Complete Roadmap, an overview of the 7 powerful principles. This book is your step-by-step guide to understanding and implementing the 7 core actions that define financial success. Each chapter will break down a powerful principle, offering clear explanations, practical strategies, and advanced insights that you can apply immediately. Here's a glimpse of the transformative journey ahead, the mindset of abundance. Before you can change your bank account, you must change your thinking. We'll explore how to rewire your brain for wealth and dismantle limiting beliefs. Strategic saving, investing. Discover how to make your money work harder than you do, leveraging the magic of compound interest and smart investment vehicles. Income amplification. Learn to move beyond a single paycheck and unlock multiple revenue streams, turning your skills and passions into profitable ventures. Debt, your lever or your anchor. Understand the critical difference between good debt and bad debt, and master strategies to eliminate the latter while strategically using the former to build wealth. Tax efficiency. Discover how to legally keep more of your hard-earned money by navigating the tax landscape like a pro, utilizing powerful deductions, credits, and tax-advantaged accounts. Asset protection. Legacy. Learn to safeguard your growing wealth from unexpected risks and plan for a lasting legacy, ensuring your financial wisdom benefits future generations. Continuous learning, networking. Uncover the vital habit of lifelong learning and the immense power of building a strong, supportive network, the fuel for sustained growth and new opportunities. Each of these principles is a cornerstone, building upon the last, creating a robust framework for lasting financial freedom. You don't need to be a financial guru. You just need to be ready to embrace these powerful habits. Your invitation to financial freedom has been extended. Are you ready to accept? Chapter 1. The Mindset of Abundance. It all starts here. Think for a moment about the truly wealthy people you know or read about. Beyond their impressive portfolios or successful businesses, what's their underlying belief about money? Do they seem to stress about every penny, or do they approach resources with a sense of calm confidence? Chances are it's the latter. This isn't an accident. It's a direct result of their mindset, a mental framework that sees the world not through a lens of scarcity and limitation, but one of abundance and infinite possibility. This chapter is about much more than just thinking positive. It's about understanding the deep-seated beliefs that govern your financial actions, leveraging the power of your brain, and consciously programming yourself for wealth. Not just wishing for it. This is where you transform from a passive recipient of your financial fate into its active architect. Beyond positive thinking, the practical neuroscience of wealth. You've probably heard the advice to think positive or believe in yourself. While well-intentioned, these phrases often feel nebulous and, frankly, ineffective if you don't understand the how. Our brains, incredible as they are wired primarily for survival and efficiency, not necessarily for wealth accumulation. They operate on deeply ingrained patterns and beliefs formed over years, often subconsciously. Enter the reticular activating system, RAS. Think of your RAS as your brain's personal filter, a bouncer at the club of your consciousness. Its job is to filter out the vast majority of information your senses pick up, allowing only what it deems important to reach your conscious mind. What does it deem important? Whatever you focus on, whatever you believe to be true, and whatever aligns with your deeply held values and goals. If your dominant thought pattern is one of scarcity, I never have enough. Money is hard to come by. I can't afford that. Your RAS filters for evidence of that belief. You'll notice all the bills, the lack of opportunities, the challenges. But if you intentionally train your brain to focus on abundance and opportunity, your RAS will start highlighting those things instead. You'll notice solutions, pathways, and possibilities you previously overlooked. This isn't magic, it's neuroscience. You're literally rewiring your neural pathways to seek and create wealth. The challenge is that our primitive brains are also wired with a strong loss aversion bias. The pain of losing something is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining it. This can lead to financial paralysis, a fear of taking calculated risks, or an inability to invest for fear of market fluctuations. Understanding this innate bias allows you to consciously override it, making logical, growth-oriented decisions instead of fear-based ones. Scarcity versus abundance. Shifting your internal narrative. The foundational step to rewiring your brain for wealth is recognizing and consciously shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. The scarcity mindset manifests as fear of not enough, constantly worried about running out even when resources are present. Competition. Believing there's a finite pie, so someone else's success means your loss. Hoarding, clinging to resources, unwilling to invest in growth or give. Constant comparison, measuring your worth against others' possessions, leading to envy or inadequacy. Focus on problems, seeing only obstacles, not solutions or opportunities. Either or thinking, believing you can either have time or money, family or success. Financially, this looks like refusing to invest in self-education, clinging to depreciating assets, avoiding necessary expenses out of fear, or constantly looking for deals at the expense of quality or long-term value. The abundance mindset manifests as belief in infinite possibilities, trusting that resources are vast and continually expanding, collaboration, recognizing that collective success benefits everyone, generosity, willingness to give and invest, knowing it often creates more, gratitude, appreciation for what you have, which opens doors for more. Focus on solutions, seeing challenges as opportunities for growth and innovation, and thinking, believing you can have both a thriving career and a fulfilling personal life. Financially, this looks like investing in your skills, seeking out growth opportunities, being comfortable with calculated risks, giving charitably, and seeing money as a tool for creation and impact. Your action step. Pay attention to your internal dialogue for the next 24 hours. When you think about money, do you hear phrases like, "I can't afford that"? "That's too expensive"? "There's not enough," or "I'll never get ahead"? Consciously catch these thoughts and try to reframe them. Instead of, "I can't afford that," try, "How can I afford that?" Or, "Is that the best use of my resources right now?" This simple shift begins the rewiring process. Belief systems. Identifying and dismantling limiting financial beliefs. Our beliefs about money are often formed early in life, absorbed from family, friends, culture, and media. These aren't necessarily conscious decisions. They're often deeply embedded assumptions that dictate our financial behaviors without us even realizing it. These money scripts can be incredibly powerful in limiting your financial potential. Common limiting financial beliefs. Money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy, unethical. You have to work incredibly hard and struggle to earn money. I'm not good with numbers, money. Money won't buy happiness. While true in isolation, lack of money can certainly cause unhappiness. It's selfish to want a lot of money. There's not enough for everyone. I'll never be rich. How to identify your Limiting beliefs. Reflect on your childhood. What messages did you hear about money from your parents, relatives, or community? Were they struggling? Did they talk about money with fear, anger, or shame? Observe your reactions. What's your immediate emotional response when you hear about someone else's financial success? Envy? Inspiration? Resentment? Your reaction often points to an underlying belief. Journaling. Write freely about money for 10 to 15 minutes. Don't censor yourself. Just let the thoughts flow. Look for recurring themes or negative self-talk. Dismantling and replacing them. Once identified, a belief loses much of its power. Now, challenge it. Is it objectively true? Can you find counterexamples? E.g., are all rich people greedy? No. Look at Bill Gates or Warren Buffett's philanthropy. Does it serve you? Is this belief helping you achieve your financial goals or holding you back? What's the empowering opposite? If money is hard to come by, can you reframe it as money flows to me easily when I provide value? Affirmation. Consistently repeat the new empowering belief. Write it down. Say it out loud. The more you reinforce it, the more it becomes your new truth. This process takes consistent effort, but it's foundational. Your self-worth and your net worth are more interconnected than you might realize. Goal setting with precision, SMART goals and beyond. A powerful mindset needs a clear destination. You can't hit a target you don't define. Most people know about SMART goals. Specific, what exactly do you want to achieve? E.g., save $10,000 instead of save money. Measurable, how will you track progress? E.g., $10,000 by date. Achievable, is it realistic given your resources and time frame? Relevant, does it align with your larger life goals and values? Time-bound, when will you achieve it by? Going beyond SMART. Advanced goal setting. While SMART is a great starting point, the financially free take it further. Envision your ideal financial future. The why. Don't just set a number. What does that money do for you? What kind of life does it enable? Do you see yourself spending more time with family, traveling, starting a charity, or pursuing a passion? Get emotional about it. Feel the freedom, the joy, the impact. This emotional connection is your biggest motivator. Example, instead of save $100,000, think, save $100,000 to fund a year of travel with my family, creating unforgettable memories and showing my kids the world. Starting by December 2027, reverse engineer success. Once you have your big, compelling goal, work backward. What needs to happen in the next year to achieve that 5-year goal? What about the next quarter, next month, next week? What daily actions will contribute to that weekly goal? This breaks down intimidating goals into manageable, actionable steps. Set stretch goals. Don't limit yourself to what feels comfortable. Set goals that slightly push your boundaries, forcing you to grow and find new solutions. These aren't unrealistic, they're challenging. Write it down, daily review. The act of writing solidifies the goal in your mind. Keep your financial goals visible, on your desk, bathroom mirror, or as a recurring reminder on your phone. Review them daily. This keeps your RAS focused and helps you make decisions aligned with your objectives. Visualization, affirmation, tools for reprogramming your financial future. Once you've defined your goals and started to challenge limiting beliefs, these powerful practices help to embed your new financial reality into your subconscious mind. Visualization, seeing your future now. This isn't just daydreaming, it's purposeful mental rehearsal. Create a clear mental image. Close your eyes and vividly imagine your financial goals already achieved. Don't just see the money. See what it does. Are you traveling? Living in your dream home? Donating to your favorite charity? Engage all your senses. What do you see, hear, feel, smell, and even taste in this future? If you're on that dream vacation, what does the air feel like? What sounds do you hear? What's the taste of that morning coffee? Focus on the emotion, the most critical part. Feel the joy, the relief, the pride, the peace that comes with achieving that goal. This emotional connection is what truly reprograms your mind. Consistency is key. Dedicate 5 to 10 minutes each morning or evening. You're training your brain to believe this future is inevitable, which naturally aligns your actions towards it. Affirmations. Speaking your new reality. Affirmations are positive statements repeated consistently to reprogram your subconscious mind. They work best when they feel true and are accompanied by emotion. Make them personal and positive. I am becoming financially intelligent and make wise investment decisions. Instead of, I am not bad with money, use present tense. I easily attract abundant opportunities for wealth. Instead of, I will be rich someday, focus on what you want, not what you don't. My savings account is growing steadily every month. Instead of, I am getting out of debt. Action-oriented. Link them to behaviors. I consistently take steps to grow my income and invest wisely. Integrating into your routine. Repeat affirmations while looking in a mirror. Write them down in a journal. Record yourself saying them and listen back. Post them where you'll see them daily, e.g. on your computer monitor, refrigerator. These practices aren't magic spells. They are powerful tools for aligning your subconscious mind with your conscious goals, making your actions more intentional and your path clearer. Case study: the story of Michael Chen and his mindset shift. Michael Chen was a 38-year-old software engineer living in Seattle. On paper, he was doing well. Good job, decent salary. But beneath the surface, Michael was constantly stressed about money. He carried a nagging feeling of never enough. Despite his income, he had nagging credit card debt, an emergency fund that was always too low, and retirement savings that felt insignificant. He'd often mutter, I'm just not good with money, or I'll never get ahead in this economy. He felt trapped. One day, Michael stumbled upon a podcast about mindset. Skeptical but desperate, he started listening. The host talked about the scarcity mindset, and it was like looking into a mirror. Michael realized his lifelong belief that money is hard to come by was actively sabotaging his efforts. He'd often pass on investing in a new skill or a side project, fearing the upfront cost, inadvertently missing out on significant future gains. His first step was to identify his limiting beliefs. He journaled, pulling out phrases like, you have to work for every penny, and it's risky to invest. He then consciously started to challenge these. Is it always risky to invest, or can smart investing be a path to freedom? Is it true that every penny must be worked for, or can money work for me through investments? Next, Michael set clear, emotionally resonant goals. He didn't just want $50,000 in savings, he wanted $50,000 by June 2026 to create a secure financial cushion that allows me to transition to a more impactful role in tech, where I can build products that truly help people without the fear of a fluctuating paycheck. This why was incredibly motivating. He started visualizing. Every morning, he'd spend 5 minutes vividly imagining himself working on his new passion project, feeling the excitement and satisfaction, knowing his savings provided the safety net. He would affirm, I am a powerful creator of wealth and opportunity, and my financial intelligence grows daily. The shift wasn't immediate, but it was profound. His RAS started noticing opportunities, a new online course on a high-demand tech skill, a chance to consult on a side project that paid well, a low-cost index fund his friend had mentioned. His fear of risk transformed into an eagerness to learn and strategically leverage. He developed a detailed budget, started automating his savings, and paid down his highest interest debt with newfound determination. Within 18 months, Michael had eliminated his credit card debt, beefed up his emergency fund, and steadily grown his investment portfolio. He eventually transitioned to a new role, taking a slight pay cut initially, but gaining immense fulfillment and opening doors to far greater long-term income potential. His financial situation had improved dramatically, but more importantly, his peace of mind was immeasurable. He learned that the journey to financial freedom truly does begin in the mind. Chapter Summary. Chapter 1 emphasizes that financial freedom starts with a fundamental shift in mindset, moving beyond simple positive thinking to embrace the practical neuroscience of wealth. Readers learned about the brain's reticular activating system, RAS, and how to rewire it to recognize opportunities rather than limitations. The critical distinction between a scarcity mindset, characterized by fear, competition, and hoarding, and an abundance mindset, defined by possibility, collaboration, and gratitude, was explored, with practical steps to identify and shift one's internal narrative. The chapter then delved into dismantling limiting financial beliefs, providing exercises to uncover ingrained money scripts and replace them with empowering ones. Advanced goal-setting strategies, moving beyond the basic SMART framework to include emotional vision, reverse engineering, and stretch goals, were introduced. Finally, readers discovered the power of visualization and affirmations as tools for subconscious reprogramming, enabling them to consistently align their actions with their financial aspirations, as illustrated by the transformative journey of Michael Chen. Chapter 2: Strategic Saving, Investing, Making Your Money Work Harder Than You Do. Most people understand that saving money is a good idea. They put a little aside here and there, maybe in a basic savings account. But the truly financially free don't just save, they strategically save and intelligently invest. They understand that money, when properly deployed, has the power to multiply itself, creating a snowball effect that can eventually fund their freedom. This isn't about being an investment genius, it's about understanding a few powerful principles and letting time and consistency do the heavy lifting. Beyond a savings account, the power of compound interest. Let's be clear. A standard savings account, while good for holding an emergency fund, is rarely a vehicle for wealth creation. Why? Because the interest rates offered barely keep pace with inflation, meaning your money is essentially losing purchasing power over time. The real magic happens when your money starts earning money, and that money starts earning more money. This, my friend, is the wonder of compound interest. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it picks up more snow, it grows larger, and its momentum increases, allowing it to pick up even more snow at an accelerating rate. That's compound interest in action. You earn interest not only on your initial principal, but also on the accumulated interest from previous periods. Here's why it's so powerful. Time is your greatest ally. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to compound, and the more exponential the growth becomes. $1 saved and invested at 25 is worth significantly more than $1 saved and invested at 45. Small amounts add up. You don't need a fortune to start. Consistent, small contributions, compounded over decades, can turn into substantial wealth. To grasp just how potent compounding is, consider the Rule of 72. This simple formula estimates how long it takes for an investment to double in value. Divide 72 by the annual rate of return. For example, if your investment earns 6% annually, it will double in approximately 12 years. 72, 6 equals 12. If it earns 10% annually, it will double in 7.2 years. 72, 10, 10, 7.2. Think about that. If you start with $10,000 at age 30, earning 8% annually, it could become $20,000 by 39, $40,000 by 48, $80,000 by 57, and $160,000 by 66, all from that initial $10,000 and consistent compounding. This is why saving early and consistently isn't just good advice, it's the bedrock of serious wealth building. Automating wealth. Setting up your financial flow. The wealthy don't rely on willpower to save and invest. They set up systems. They embody the principle of pay yourself first. This means before you pay your landlord, your utility company, or your credit card bill, you pay yourself. You allocate a portion of your income directly to your savings and investment accounts. How to set up your automated financial ecosystem. Direct deposit allocation. Many employers allow you to split your direct deposit. Have a percentage of each paycheck go directly into your investment account, e.g., your 401k or a brokerage account, and another percentage into your high-yield savings account for your emergency fund or specific goals. Automatic transfers. Set up recurring transfers from your checking account to your savings and investment accounts, scheduled for the day after your paycheck hits. Even $50 or $100 a week adds up quickly. Automate debt repayment. If you have high-interest debt, automate larger, then minimum payments. Treat debt repayment like a non-negotiable bill. Found money rule. Whenever you receive unexpected money, a bonus, a tax refund, a gift, immediately allocate a significant portion, 50 to 80%, to your savings or investments. The beauty of automation is that it removes emotion and decision-making from the equation. You won't forget to save or feel like you can't afford it. The money is moved before you even see it, allowing you to live off the rest, knowing your future is being built on autopilot. This is a game changer for consistency. Investment vehicles for the modern age. Index funds, ETFs, and real estate basics. The world of investing can seem intimidating, full of jargon and complex strategies. But you don't need to be a stock-picking guru. The financially free often rely on simple, effective vehicles that offer broad diversification and low costs. Index funds. These are mutual funds that passively track a specific market index, like the S&P 500, which represents the 500 largest U.S. companies. Instead of trying to beat the market, they aim to match its performance. Why they're great? They're broadly diversified. You own a tiny piece of many companies, have extremely low fees, since no active manager is trying to pick stocks, and historically have delivered excellent long-term returns. Example, an S&P 500 index fund gives you exposure to Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, etc., all in one investment. Exchange-traded funds, ETFs. Similar to index funds, ETFs typically track an index, commodity, or basket of assets. The key difference is that ETFs trade like individual stocks on an exchange throughout the day. Why they're great? Low costs, diversification, flexibility. You can buy and sell them throughout the day, though for long-term investing, buy and hold is often best. Example, VOO, Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, or SPY, SpeedRS, P500 ETF are popular options. You can also find ETFs that track international markets, specific sectors, or bonds. Real estate basics. Beyond the stock market, real estate is a powerful wealth builder for many. Direct ownership, rental properties. Buying a property and renting it out can provide consistent cash flow, appreciation, the property increases in value, and tax benefits, depreciation. It requires more active management, but can be highly rewarding. Real estate investment trusts, REITs. If you want exposure to real estate without buying properties yourself, REITs are companies that own, operate, or finance income-producing real estate across various property types. You buy shares in these companies, and they typically pay high dividends. Why real estate? Tangible asset, potential for leveraging, using a mortgage to control a large asset with a smaller down payment, and often acts as a hedge against inflation. Crucial warning: avoid anything that promises guaranteed high returns with no risk or offers complex, opaque investments you don't understand. Stick to established, transparent, and low-cost investment vehicles. Education is your best defense against scams. Risk assessment, diversification, protecting your nest egg. Investing always involves some level of risk. The goal isn't to eliminate risk entirely, which would mean no returns, but to understand and manage it. Types of investment risks. Market risk. The overall market declines, e.g., a recession. Inflation risk. Your money loses purchasing power over time. Interest rate risk. Changes in interest rates can affect bond prices. Specific company risk. An individual company you invest in performs poorly. The power of diversification. This is your primary defense against specific company risk and helps buffer market volatility. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Across asset classes. Invest in a mix of stocks for growth, bonds for stability and income, and potentially real estate. Across industries, don't just invest in tech. Spread your investments across healthcare, consumer goods, energy, etc. Index funds and ETFs naturally do this for you. Across geographies, consider international index funds or ETFs to diversify beyond the U.S. market. Matching risk tolerance with strategy. Your comfort level with risk should dictate your asset allocation, how much you put into stocks versus bonds. Younger investors, more time. can typically afford to take on more risk, higher stock allocation, because they have decades for the market to recover from downturns. Older investors, less time, may prefer a more conservative approach, higher bond allocation, to protect their accumulated capital as they approach retirement. It's a spectrum, not a rigid rule. Understand your personal comfort level with potential ups and downs, but don't let fear paralyze you. Long-term investors often find that diversified portfolios, even through market corrections, tend to grow significantly over decades. Advanced strategy: dollar, cost averaging, and rebalancing. These two strategies are simple to implement, but incredibly effective for disciplined, long-term investors. Dollar cost averaging, DCA, smoothing out market volatility. What it is: investing a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, e.g., $200 every 2 weeks, regardless of whether the market is up or down. Why it's powerful: you automatically buy more shares when prices are low because your fixed dollar amount buys more, and fewer shares when prices are high. Over time, this averages out your purchase price, reducing the risk of buying everything at a market peak. It removes the emotion of timing the market, which is nearly impossible even for professionals. Example: if you invest $100 every month and the price of an ETF drops, your $100 buys more shares that month. When the price rises, your $100 buys fewer shares. Rebalancing: maintaining your desired asset allocation. What it is: periodically adjusting your portfolio to bring it back to your target asset allocation, e.g., 80% stocks, 20% bonds. If stocks have done well, they might now be 85% of your portfolio. Rebalancing means selling some stocks and buying more bonds to get back to 80-20. Why it's powerful: risk management. Ensures you don't unintentionally become too aggressive or too conservative. Buy low, sell high automatically. By selling assets that have performed well and buying assets that have lagged, you are essentially buying low and selling high without predicting market movements. Discipline: it forces you to stick to your long-term plan, even when emotions might tell you otherwise. How often? Typically once a year, or when your allocation drifts by a certain percentage, e.g., 5 to 10%. Tax implications of rebalancing: be mindful that selling investments to rebalance can trigger capital gains taxes. Consider rebalancing within tax-advantaged accounts, like a 401 core IRA first, as transactions inside these accounts typically aren't taxed until withdrawal. Case study: how Emily Rodriguez built a diversified portfolio. Emily Rodriguez, a 32-year-old nurse from Phoenix, Arizona, felt overwhelmed by her student loan debt and the idea of investing. Her parents had always stressed saving, but never truly explained investing beyond a basic 401k work. After reading Chapter 1, she decided to shift her mindset from "I can't afford to invest" to "How can I make my money work harder for me?" Her first step was to max out her employer's 401k match, recognizing it as free money. She then set up an automatic transfer of $250 bi-weekly from her checking account into a Roth IRA, primarily investing in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. This was her commitment to pay yourself first and leverage dollar cost averaging. As her emergency fund grew and her student loan debt became manageable, Emily started looking beyond her workplace plan and index funds. She educated herself on ETFs and saw the benefit of international diversification. She added an International Developed Markets ETF and an Emerging Markets ETF to her brokerage account, contributing another $150 bi-weekly. A few years later, when she received a significant bonus from work, she didn't blow it on a new car. Instead, she put a substantial portion into a down payment for a duplex. She moved into one unit and rented out the other, leveraging the rent to cover most of her mortgage, effectively getting her housing for free and creating her first income-generating asset. This allowed her to understand direct real estate ownership. Every year, Emily reviewed her portfolio. If her stock investments had significantly outperformed, pushing her stock-to-bond ratio beyond her target, she would rebalance. selling a small portion of her appreciated stocks within her tax-advantaged accounts where possible, and reinvesting into a total bond market ETF she held. This disciplined approach kept her portfolio aligned with her risk tolerance and long-term goals. Emily didn't become an overnight millionaire, but by her mid-40s, she had a robust, diversified portfolio across stocks, bonds, and real estate, consistently generating passive income. Her nursing salary was no longer her sole source of financial security. Her money was diligently working for her, giving her the freedom to pursue further education, cut back her hours, and eventually retire early, all because she understood the power of strategic saving and intelligent investing. Chapter Summary. Chapter 2 delved into the powerful strategies that allow your money to work for you, rather than you constantly working for it. We began by demystifying compound interest and the Rule of 72, highlighting why starting early and consistently is paramount to exponential wealth growth. The concept of pay yourself first was emphasized through practical automation strategies, creating a seamless financial ecosystem that builds wealth on autopilot. We then explored essential investment vehicles like low-cost index funds and ETFs, and introduced the basics of real estate investing through direct ownership and REITs, while cautioning against common pitfalls. The chapter covered critical aspects of risk management and diversification, ensuring readers understand how to protect their nest egg by spreading investments across different asset classes, industries, and geographies. Finally, we introduced advanced strategies like dollar-cost averaging for smoothing market volatility and rebalancing for maintaining desired asset allocation, reinforced by the inspiring journey of Emily Rodriguez, who built a diversified and resilient portfolio through disciplined action. Chapter 3. Income Amplification, Unleashing Multiple Revenue Streams. The single biggest financial vulnerability most people face isn't just debt or lack of savings, it's the single point of failure, relying on one source of income. Lose that job, and suddenly your entire financial world is turned upside down. The truly wealthy understand this inherent risk and actively mitigate it by building what's known as an anti-fragile financial life, where the unexpected doesn't just cause damage, but can actually create new opportunities. This chapter will show you how to build that resilience and accelerate your path to financial freedom. The myth of the single income, why diversification is key. For decades, the standard path has been to get a good job, work hard, and rely solely on that paycheck. While a stable job is undoubtedly valuable, placing all your financial eggs in that one basket leaves you exposed to a multitude of risks. Job loss, economic downturns, industry shifts, automation, or company restructuring can suddenly eliminate your primary income. Limited growth. Your salary growth is often dictated by company policies, not necessarily your value or ambition. Income ceiling. Most jobs have a cap on how much you can earn, regardless of how hard you work. Burnout. When all your financial pressure rests on one source, the stress can be immense, leading to burnout and decreased job satisfaction. Lack of control. You're subject to the decisions of your employer, not your own financial destiny. The financially free view their primary income as a strong foundation, but not the entire building. They understand that time, while limited, is not the only resource for generating income. Skills, knowledge, assets, and systems can all be leveraged to create additional revenue streams. This diversification provides security, accelerates wealth accumulation, and offers a profound sense of control over your financial future. Think of it like an investment portfolio. You wouldn't put all your money into one stock. Why would you put all your income potential into one job? Side hustles, gigs, and freelancing, turning passions into profit. The easiest and most immediate way to amplify your income is to start a side hustle. This isn't about quitting your day job. It's about dedicating a few hours a week to leveraging your existing skills or developing new ones to generate additional cash flow. The gig economy has made this more accessible than ever. Brainstorming your opportunities. What are you good at? Are you a skilled writer, graphic designer, web developer, social media manager, photographer, video editor, or personal trainer? What do you enjoy doing? Do you love organizing, cooking, teaching, fixing things, or caring for pets? What problems can you solve for others? Can you tutor students, walk dogs, run errands for busy professionals, or help small businesses with their marketing? Getting started, platforms, strategies, freelancing platforms, websites like Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer.com connect service providers with clients seeking specific skills, writing, design, programming, virtual assistants. Local services. Platforms like TaskRabbit, Rover, Pet Sitting, or even local community boards can help you offer services like handyman work, yard work, or house cleaning. Online course creation, tutoring. If you have expertise in a subject, consider creating a small online course, e.g., Teachable, Thinkific, or offering online tutoring, e.g., Jag Tutors. E-commerce, reselling. Selling items online through platforms like eBay, Etsy for handmade goods, or Shopify, your own store, by sourcing products or dropshipping. Rideshare, delivery. Companies like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, or Instacart offer flexible ways to earn money on your own schedule. The key is to start small, validate your idea, and reinvest a portion of your earnings back into developing your side hustle, whether that's through new tools, marketing, or further skill development. The goal is to move beyond extra cash to a significant supplemental income that you can then direct towards your financial goals, debt repayment, investing, etc. Passive income powerhouses, real estate, dividends, digital products. While side hustles often require trading time for money, the ultimate goal for the financially free is to generate passive income that continues to flow with minimal ongoing effort after the initial setup. Real estate. Beyond direct ownership, short-term rentals, Airbnb, VRBO. If you have a spare room, a vacation home, or even a primary residence you can rent out occasionally, short-term rentals can generate significant income, often far exceeding long-term leases. Requires more active management but can be delegated. Syndications, crowdfunding, invest passively in larger real estate projects, apartment complexes, commercial properties through syndications or crowdfunding platforms like Fundrise or CrowdStreet. You pool your money with other investors and share in the profits without the landlord responsibilities. REITs. Recap from Chapter 2. Investing in real estate investment trusts allows you to own a piece of large, income-producing properties managed by professionals, offering dividends without direct property management. Dividend investing. What it is. When you own shares in certain companies, they distribute a portion of their earnings to shareholders as dividends. These are typically paid quarterly. Why it's powerful? It provides a regular income stream from your investments, independent of stock price fluctuations. Many investors reinvest these dividends automatically, leveraging the power of compound growth to buy even more shares, leading to a continually growing income stream. Strategy. Focus on established, financially strong companies with a history of consistent dividend payments and growth, often called dividend aristocrats or dividend kings. Digital products, content creation, ebooks, audiobooks. If you have expertise in any area, writing an ebook and self-publishing it on platforms like Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing can generate royalties for years. Online courses. Package your knowledge into a comprehensive online course, e.g., how to master Excel, learn a language, play an instrument. Platforms like Udemy, Skillshare, Teachable, or Kajabi allow you to sell them globally. High upfront effort, but once created, they can sell indefinitely. Templates, digital assets. Create and sell reusable templates, e.g., resume templates, social media graphics, Notion dashboards, website themes, stock photos, videos, on marketplaces like Etsy, Creative Market, or Shutterstock. Affiliate marketing, blogging, YouTube, create content, blog posts, videos, podcasts around a niche you're passionate about. As your audience grows, you can earn income through advertising, sponsorships, or by promoting other people's products, services as an affiliate, earning a commission on sales. Passive income isn't get-rich-quick. It almost always requires significant upfront effort, investment, or expertise. But once established, it frees your time and provides a powerful income engine. Leveraging your skills, consulting, coaching, and expert positioning. Beyond creating products, your professional expertise and unique skills can be incredibly valuable. Many financially free individuals leverage their accumulated knowledge to serve clients at a high level. Consulting. If you have specialized knowledge in an industry, e.g., marketing, finance, operations, HR, IT, businesses will pay significant fees for your advice to solve their problems or optimize their processes. Strategy. Start by identifying common pain points in your industry. Build a portfolio of successful projects or outcomes. Network within your field and seek out opportunities to offer your expertise. Pricing. Move away from hourly rates towards value-based pricing, charging for the solution or impact you provide, not just your time. Coaching. Whether it's executive coaching, life coaching, fitness coaching, or financial coaching, if you can guide individuals or groups to achieve specific goals, there's a demand for your expertise. Strategy. Develop a clear coaching methodology. Get certified, if applicable to your niche. Build testimonials and case studies of client success. Expert positioning, personal brand. The financially free often cultivate a strong personal brand around their area of expertise. This can lead to speaking engagements, being paid to deliver presentations at conferences, corporate events, or workshops. Authoring books. Writing a book establishes you as an authority and can open doors to new opportunities. Media appearances. Being invited to comment on news or industry trends. The key here is to move from being an employee who performs tasks to an expert who provides solutions. This shift in positioning allows you to command higher fees and attract more desirable opportunities. Advanced strategy. Building a scalable business model. While side hustles and even some consulting can be lucrative, the ultimate income amplification comes from building a scalable business model. This means creating a system that can grow exponentially without a proportional increase in your time or effort. It's the difference between being a freelancer who earns money per project and a business owner who creates a service company that hires other freelancers. Key elements of a scalable business. Systemization, documenting every process, onboarding clients, delivering services, marketing, sales, so it can be replicated by others. Automation. Using technology to handle repetitive tasks, email marketing, scheduling, customer service chatbots, accounting. Delegation, outsourcing, hiring employees, contractors, or virtual assistants to perform tasks that don't require your direct high-level input. This frees you up to focus on strategy and growth.
Market gap identification. Finding an unmet need or an inefficient process in a market and creating a unique solution for it. Leverage. Using technology, intellectual property, or other people's time, money to create outsized results. Examples of scalable business models. Software as a service, SaaS. Developing a software application that subscribers pay to use monthly. Online education platforms. Building a platform with multiple courses taught by different instructors. Subscription box services. Delivering curated products to subscribers monthly. Digital agencies. Providing services, e.g. SEO, social media marketing, by leveraging a team of experts. Franchising. Creating a successful business model and then allowing others to license and operate it. Building a scalable business is a significant undertaking, requiring investment, risk, and dedication. However, it offers the greatest potential for true financial freedom, providing not just income, but wealth through equity and the ultimate control over your time and destiny. It shifts your focus from earning a wage to creating valuable assets. Case study. The journey of David Miller from employee to entrepreneur. David Miller, a 45-year-old marketing manager in Atlanta, Georgia, had always been good at his job. He earned a comfortable six-figure salary, but he felt a persistent sense of vulnerability. He saw colleagues laid off during economic downturns, and he realized his financial security was entirely tied to his company's performance. He also had a passion for helping small businesses, a skill he rarely got to fully utilize in his corporate role. Inspired by the idea of income amplification, David started small. He identified a common problem. Many local small businesses struggled with digital marketing. He began offering his services as a freelance social media consultant in the evenings and on weekends. His first clients were referrals from friends, and he charged a modest hourly rate to build his portfolio. This was his first side hustle. As his freelance work grew, David noticed patterns. Many small businesses needed basic website setup, email marketing, and content creation, not just social media. He realized he was spending too much time on repetitive tasks. He started looking for ways to generate more passive income. He outsourced some of the graphic design work to a freelancer he found on Upwork, saving him time and allowing him to take on more clients. This was his first step into delegation and leveraging others' time. Simultaneously, David began investing in a REIT, understanding it offered passive income and diversification in real estate without the direct management. He also started a blog sharing practical marketing tips for small businesses, hoping to build an audience and potentially use affiliate marketing down the line. The real shift came when David saw a major market gap. Many local businesses couldn't afford a full-time marketing manager, but needed more than just a few hours of consulting. He decided to create a subscription-based digital marketing package, a scalable business model. For a fixed monthly fee, clients would receive a set number of social media posts, email newsletters, and basic analytics reporting. He built systems for content creation, scheduling, and client communication. He hired a part-time virtual assistant to handle administrative tasks and eventually brought on another freelance content creator. David was no longer just trading his time, he was building a small agency. Within 3 years, David's marketing agency was generating more income than his corporate salary. He made the leap, leaving his job to run his business full-time. He continued to diversify, adding a local rental property and further expanding his investment portfolio. David's journey wasn't about a single grand slam. It was about strategically layering income streams, leveraging his skills, and ultimately building a scalable business that provided him with true financial resilience and freedom. Chapter Summary. Chapter 3 explored the critical strategy of income amplification, moving beyond the inherent risks of relying on a single paycheck. It highlighted why diversifying income streams is essential for financial security and resilience, viewing it as a move toward an anti-fragile financial life. We then delved into practical methods for generating additional income, from leveraging existing skills in side hustles and freelancing through platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, to building powerful passive income sources such as real estate, including syndications and REITs, dividend investing, and scalable digital products like ebooks and online courses. The chapter also covered how to monetize expertise through consulting, coaching, and expert positioning. Finally, the concept of building a scalable business model was introduced as an advanced strategy for truly exponential growth, emphasizing systemization, automation, and delegation, all brought to life by the transformative story of David Miller.
Chapter 4. Debt, your lever or your anchor. Mastering the art of financial leverage. Debt. Just hearing the word can conjure feelings of anxiety, shame, or overwhelm for many. For some, it represents a crushing burden, a relentless anchor dragging them down. For others, particularly the financially astute, it's a powerful lever, a tool to amplify their reach and accelerate their wealth. What's the difference? It's not the debt itself, but how it's used. This chapter will fundamentally shift your perspective on debt. You'll learn to identify the types of debt that imprison you and, more importantly, concrete strategies to dismantle them. Then, you'll discover how the financially free strategically employ good debt to acquire assets, build businesses, and grow their net worth, all while meticulously managing their credit. This is about taking control, turning a potential liability into a powerful asset. Good debt versus bad debt, understanding the difference. This is perhaps the most crucial distinction you'll learn in this chapter. Not all debt is created equal. Bad debt, the anchor that sinks you. Bad debt is characterized by high interest rates. Think credit cards, 18 to 29% APR, payday loans, or certain personal loans. The interest compounds rapidly, making it incredibly difficult to pay off the principal, depreciating assets. The debt is used to purchase something that loses value quickly. Cars, new ones lose 20% in the first year alone. Consumer electronics, vacations, or designer clothes fall into this category. You're still paying for something that's worth significantly less or nothing than what you borrowed. Consumption-focused. It's used to fund immediate gratification rather than future growth. Examples of bad debt: credit card balances carried month to month. Auto loans for rapidly depreciating vehicles, payday loans or title loans. Debt for consumer goods. e.g., furniture, electronics, that offer no financial return. This type of debt traps you in a cycle of payments that drain your cash flow and keep you from building wealth. It's a relentless, silent wealth destroyer. Good debt, the lever that lifts you. Good debt, on the other hand, is characterized by low interest rates, typically below the rate of inflation or the expected return on the asset it's acquiring. Appreciating assets. The debt is used to acquire something that is likely to increase in value over time. Income-generating potential. The debt helps you acquire an asset that generates cash flow, offsetting the cost of the debt. Investment-focused. It's used strategically to fund growth or acquire income-producing assets. Examples of good debt. Mortgage on a primary residence. While it's a liability, your home typically appreciates over time, though not guaranteed, provides tax deductions, interest, property taxes, and is a necessary living expense that can be converted into an appreciating asset. Mortgage on a rental property. This is classic good debt. You borrow to acquire an asset that generates cash flow, rent, and can appreciate in value, with the tenant often covering the mortgage payment. Student loans, strategic. While high for some, an education can significantly increase your earning potential over a lifetime, making it an investment in human capital. This is good debt if the degree leads to a viable career with sufficient income to repay the loan. Business loans, used to start or expand a profitable business that generates more income than the cost of the loan. Strategic credit, used wisely. Using credit cards for rewards, cashback, travel points, and paying the balance in full every single month is a smart way to leverage credit without incurring interest. The key takeaway is this: bad debt consumes your future earnings for past consumption. Good debt uses borrowed money to create more money or to acquire an asset that grows in value. Crushing bad debt. Strategies for accelerated repayment. Snowball versus Postash. Avalanche. If you have bad debt, your first priority is to eliminate it. The high interest rates mean you're essentially losing money every single day. Here are two powerful, proven strategies. Debt avalanche method. Mathematically superior. How it works. List all your debts from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. Make minimum payments on all debts except the one with the highest interest rate. Throw every extra dollar you have at that highest interest debt. Once that debt is paid off, take the money you were paying on that debt, minimum payment jaun, extra, and add it to the minimum payment of the next highest interest rate debt. This creates a snowball effect of payments, but it's ordered by interest rate. Pros, saves you the most money in interest over the long run. Cons, can take longer to see the first debt eliminated, which might be demotivating for some. Debt snowball method, psychologically empowering. How it works. List all your debts from smallest balance to largest balance, regardless of interest rate. Make minimum payments on all debts except the one with the smallest balance. Throw every extra dollar you have at that smallest debt. Once that debt is paid off, take the money you were paying on that debt, minimum payment, jaun, extra, and add it to the minimum payment of the next smallest debt. This creates a psychological snowball of victories. Pros, provides quick wins and builds momentum, which can be incredibly motivating to keep going. Cons, you may pay slightly more in interest over time compared to the avalanche method. Which method should you choose? If you're a numbers person and highly disciplined, the debt avalanche will save you more money. If you need motivation and quick wins to stay on track, the debt snowball is often more effective. Key: whichever you choose, stick with it relentlessly. Cut unnecessary expenses, find extra income, Chapter 3, and aggressively attack your debt. Negotiating with creditors. If you're truly struggling, don't be afraid to call your creditors. You might be able to. Negotiate a lower interest rate. Set up a payment plan that works for you. Explore debt management plans through nonprofit credit counseling agencies. In extreme cases, discuss a debt settlement where you pay a lump sum that is less than the full amount owed. This will impact your credit score. Leveraging good debt, mortgages, business loans, and strategic credit. Once bad debt is under control, you can then consider how to use good debt as a strategic tool for wealth building. Mortgages for home ownership. A mortgage allows you to acquire a significant asset, a home, with only a fraction of its value as a down payment. While a large liability, it's a forced savings vehicle, building equity as you pay down the principal, and often appreciates. It stabilizes housing costs, unlike rent, and can offer tax advantages. Mortgages for investment properties. This is where the magic of leverage truly shines. You might put 20 to 25% down on a rental property and borrow the rest. If the property appreciates by just 5% in a year, you've earned 5% on the total value of the property, not just your down payment. Plus, the rent often covers the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and even generates cash flow. Business loans for growth. A well-timed business loan can be the catalyst for significant growth. Whether it's to purchase new equipment, expand operations, hire more staff, or invest in marketing, debt can provide the capital needed to scale a profitable venture. The key is ensuring the expected return on the investment, ROI, from the loan far exceeds the cost of borrowing. Strategic credit card use. Rewards. Use credit cards that offer cash back, travel points, or other rewards for purchases you were going to make anyway. Credit building. Consistently using a credit card and paying it off in full each month is one of the best ways to build an excellent credit score. More on this next. Emergency buffer. A credit card can act as a short-term emergency fund for truly unforeseen expenses, but only if you have the discipline to pay it off immediately. Never carry a balance to chase rewards. The interest you pay will always outweigh any points or cash back earned. Credit score mastery, what it is, why it matters, and how to optimize it. Your credit score, most commonly your FICO score, is a 3-digit number that summarizes your creditworthiness. It's not just for loans anymore. It impacts insurance rates, housing applications, utility deposits, and even some employment background checks. The higher your score, the more financially trustworthy you appear, leading to better interest rates, higher limits, and easier access to financial products. Key components of your FICO score. Approximate impact. Payment history, 35%. The most important factor. Pay all your bills on time, every time. One missed payment can significantly drop your score. Amounts owed. Credit utilization, 30%. How much debt you have compared to your available credit. Keep your credit card balances low, ideally below 30% of your limit, but 10% is even better. Length of credit history, 15%. The longer you've had credit accounts open and in good standing, the better. Don't close old, paid-off accounts unless absolutely necessary. New credit, 10%. Opening too many new accounts in a short period can be a red flag. Credit mix, 10%. Having a healthy mix of credit, e.g., credit cards, installment loans like mortgages or auto loans, can be beneficial. How to optimize your credit score. Pay your bills on time. This is non-negotiable. Set up automatic payments. Keep credit utilization low. If you have a $10,000 credit limit, try to keep your balance below $3,000, ideally below $1,000. Don't close old accounts. They contribute to your length of credit history and overall available credit, which helps utilization. Check your credit report regularly. You can get a free report annually from each of the 3 major bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, at annualcreditreport.com. Dispute any errors immediately. Be mindful of new credit applications. Only apply for credit when you truly need it. Use secured credit cards, if building from scratch. These are backed by a cash deposit, helping you build history responsibly. Advanced strategy, debt consolidation and refinancing for long-term gain. Once you've got a handle on your debt and credit score, more advanced strategies open up. Debt consolidation. What it is? Taking out a new, lower-interest loan to pay off multiple higher-interest debts, like credit cards. This simplifies payments into one monthly bill and can significantly reduce your interest costs. When it's good, if you have high-interest, unsecured debt, credit cards, personal loans, and a good credit score to qualify for a lower-interest consolidation loan. Caution: this is only effective if you address the underlying spending habits that created the original debt. If you consolidate your credit cards and then run them up again, you'll be in a worse position. It's a tool for acceleration, not a magical fix for a broken budget. Refinancing. What it is: replacing an existing loan, most commonly a mortgage or student loan, with a new one, often with a lower interest rate, different term, or different payment structure. When it's good, lower interest rates. If market interest rates have dropped since you took out your original loan, shorter term, to pay off your loan faster and save on total interest. Cash out refinance, borrowing more than you owe on your current mortgage to access your home equity. Use with extreme caution and only for strategic investments, not consumption. Caution: refinancing involves closing costs. Ensure the savings from the lower interest rate outweigh these upfront costs over the time you plan to keep the loan. Strategic use of home equity lines of credit, HELOCs. What it is? A revolving line of credit secured by your home equity. You can borrow up to a certain amount, pay it back, and borrow again, similar to a credit card, but with your home as collateral. When it's good, to fund significant home renovations that increase your home's value, boosting your equity, or for strategic, low-interest funding for a business venture or income-producing investment, e.g., another rental property down payment. Extreme caution: because your home is collateral, defaulting on a HELOC can lead to foreclosure. Never use a HELOC for depreciating assets, vacations, or general consumption. It's a powerful lever, but one that demands immense discipline and a clear, wealth-building purpose. Case study: how Jessica Davis used debt to build wealth. Jessica Davis, a 41-year-old financial analyst in Austin, Texas, had always been debt-averse. Her parents had struggled with credit card debt, imprinting on her the belief that all debt was bad. She diligently paid off her student loans and car loan as quickly as possible, and she rarely used credit cards, preferring debit. While responsible, this approach was hindering her ability to leverage opportunities. Her money was safe, but it wasn't working hard enough. After years of saving, Jessica had a sizable down payment for a house, but she was hesitant about taking on a large mortgage. She also saw friends investing in rental properties and building significant wealth. After reading about good versus bad debt, a light bulb went off. She realized a mortgage could be a good debt, a lever, not an anchor. Jessica bought a single-family home in an appreciating neighborhood. She opted for a 15-year mortgage to pay it off faster, even though it meant higher monthly payments, understanding the long-term interest savings. Her credit score, which she'd built by consistently paying her utilities and one low-limit credit card on time for years, always paying in full, qualified her for an excellent interest rate. A few years later, when her home had appreciated significantly, Jessica identified a small, multi-unit property for sale nearby that she saw potential in. Instead of selling her primary home, she took out a strategic HELOC at a low interest rate, using the funds as a down payment for the investment property. This was a calculated risk, but her analysis showed the rental income from the new property would comfortably cover its mortgage, the HELOC payments, and generate a small positive cash flow. She meticulously managed both properties, ensuring rents were collected and expenses tracked. She even used a rewards credit card for property-related purchases, paying it off in full each month to earn points while building an even stronger credit history. Jessica's decision to embrace good debt as a strategic lever transformed her financial trajectory. She didn't accumulate frivolous liabilities. Instead, she used borrowed capital to acquire appreciating, income-generating assets, accelerating her wealth creation far beyond what saving alone could have achieved. She went from being debt-averse to debt-savvy, understanding that for the financially free, debt is a tool to be mastered, not feared. Chapter Summary. Chapter 4: Redefine Debt, presenting it not as inherently good or bad, but as a powerful financial lever or a crushing anchor, depending on its strategic use. We clearly distinguish between bad debt, high interest, depreciating assets, consumption-focused, and good debt, low interest, appreciating assets, income generating. Practical strategies for crushing bad debt were detailed, comparing the debt avalanche mathematically superior and debt snowball psychologically motivating methods along with tips for negotiating with creditors. The chapter then shifted focus to leveraging good debt, explaining the strategic use of mortgages for homeownership and investment properties, business loans for growth, and how to use credit cards wisely for rewards and credit building. Credit score mastery was thoroughly covered, outlining its key components and providing actionable steps to optimize this crucial financial metric. Finally, advanced strategies like debt consolidation and refinancing were discussed, alongside the powerful but disciplined use of home equity lines of credit, HELOCs, for wealth-building purposes, all exemplified by Jessica Davis's journey from debt aversion to strategic financial leverage. Chapter 5. Tax Efficiency. Keeping more of what you earn. You work hard for your money. You've diligently saved, invested, and perhaps even built new income streams. So why hand over more than you legally have to? The financially free understand that money saved on taxes is just as valuable as money earned, and often, it's easier to earn $1 by avoiding a tax payment than by finding a new client or investment opportunity. This chapter isn't about evading taxes. That's illegal and unethical. It's about tax efficiency, understanding the rules of the game, and strategically positioning your income, investments, and assets to minimize your tax burden within the confines of the law. This is a proactive approach, not a reactive one, and it can significantly accelerate your wealth accumulation over time. The silent wealth destroyer, understanding tax implications. Think of taxes as a silent partner in all your financial dealings. They are constantly eroding your wealth if you're not mindful. It's not just income tax. There's a whole ecosystem of taxes that can chip away at your financial gains. Income tax, the most obvious one, levied on your wages, salaries, business profits, and some investment gains. Capital gains tax, paid on the profit from selling an asset like stocks, real estate, or collectibles that has increased in value. This can be short-term, assets held for 1 year or less, taxed at ordinary income rates, or long-term, assets held for over a year, taxed at lower preferential rates. Dividends tax, paid on income received from stock dividends. Payroll taxes, Social Security and Medicare taxes taken directly from your paycheck. If you're self-employed, you pay both the employer and employee portions. Property tax, levied on real estate you own, typically by local governments. Sales tax, paid on goods and services purchased. Estate tax, a tax on the transfer of property at death, only applies to very large estates at the federal level, but some states have lower thresholds. Many people focus solely on their income tax bracket, but miss the bigger picture. Every dollar you pay in taxes is a dollar that cannot be invested, cannot compound, and cannot contribute to your financial freedom. A smart tax strategy isn't an afterthought. It's an integral part of your financial plan, working in synergy with your saving and investing goals. Tax-advantaged accounts, 401ks, IRAs, HSAs, choosing the right fit. This is perhaps the most straightforward and powerful way to reduce your tax bill and supercharge your investments. The U.S. government offers various accounts designed to incentivize saving for retirement and healthcare, providing significant tax breaks. 401k, 403, employer-sponsored retirement plans, traditional 401k, contributions are made with pre-tax dollars, meaning they reduce your taxable income today. Your money grows tax-deferred, and you pay taxes only when you withdraw in retirement at your future tax bracket. Benefit: immediate tax deduction. Great if you expect to be in a lower tax bracket in retirement. Crucial: always contribute at least enough to get your employer's match. That's 100% immediate return on your investment. Roth 401. Contributions are made with after-tax dollars. No immediate tax deduction. Your money grows tax-free, and qualified withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. Benefit: tax-free withdrawals in retirement. Great if you expect to be in a higher tax bracket in retirement. Individual retirement accounts, IRAs, traditional IRA, similar to a traditional 401. Contributions may be tax-deductible, depending on income and if you have a workplace plan. growth is tax-deferred, withdrawals taxed in retirement, Roth IRA. Similar to a Roth 401k, contributions are after-tax, no immediate deduction. Growth is tax-free. Qualified withdrawals are tax-free. Benefit, flexibility and liquidity compared to 401 cons. Can withdraw contributions, not earnings, tax-free and penalty-free at any time. Income limits apply for direct contributions, but a backdoor Roth strategy can bypass these for high-income earners. Health savings accounts, HSAs, the triple tax advantage powerhouse. What it is: a savings account available to those with a high-deductible health plan, HDHP. Triple tax advantage, tax, deductible contributions. Money goes in pre-tax, reducing your current income. Tax-free growth. Your investments grow without being taxed. Tax-free withdrawals. Withdrawals are tax-free if used for qualified medical expenses at any age. Beyond healthcare. After age 65, an HSA essentially functions like a traditional IRA, where you can withdraw funds for any purpose, taxed as ordinary income, if not for medical expenses. This makes it a powerful retirement investment tool. Strategy: max out your HSA contributions first, if eligible. Invest the funds. Don't just leave them in cash, and pay for current medical expenses out of pocket if possible, letting the HSA grow. Keep receipts for future tax-free reimbursement. Choosing your fit. If you expect to earn more in the future, most people prioritize Roth accounts, Roth 401k, Roth IRA, for tax-free growth and withdrawals in retirement. If you're in a high tax bracket now and expect to earn less in retirement, traditional accounts offer an immediate tax deduction. Always contribute enough to get your employer's 401k match. Max out your HSA if eligible. Balance. Many financially free individuals use a mix of both traditional and Roth accounts to create tax diversification in retirement, giving them flexibility to manage their income in different tax environments. Deductions and credits, maximizing your legitimate write-offs. Understanding the difference between deductions and credits is crucial for minimizing your tax bill. Deductions reduce your taxable income. If you have $100,000 of income and $10,000 in deductions, your taxable income becomes $90,000. Your tax liability is then calculated on this lower amount. The value of a deduction depends on your marginal tax bracket. Examples: standard deduction versus itemized deductions. Most people take the standard deduction. If your itemized deductions, state and local taxes, mortgage interest, charitable contributions, medical expenses above a threshold exceed the standard deduction, you can itemize. IRA contributions, deductible traditional IRA contributions. Self-employment expenses. If you have a side hustle or business, you can deduct legitimate business expenses, home office, supplies, software, travel, etc. This is a huge advantage for entrepreneurs. Student loan interest deduction, health savings account, HSA, contributions, credits directly reduce your tax liability dollar for dollar. A $1,000 credit reduces your taxes by $1,000. Some credits are even refundable, meaning you could get money back even if your tax liability is zero. Examples: child tax credit, earned income tax credit. Education credits, e.g., American Opportunity Tax Credit, Lifetime Learning Credit, Child and Dependent Care Credit, Energy Efficient Home Improvement Credit. Meticulous record keeping. To claim legitimate deductions and credits, you must have excellent records. Keep receipts, mileage logs, bank statements, and invoices. Use accounting software, even simple spreadsheets, for any side hustles or businesses. This isn't just for tax season, it's a year-round discipline. Tax planning for investors, capital gains, dividends, and real estate. Investing wisely isn't just about selecting good assets, it's about managing them in a tax-efficient manner. Capital gains tax. Short-term capital gains. On assets held for 1 year or less, taxed at your ordinary income tax rate, which can be as high as 37%. Long-term capital gains. On assets held for more than 1 year, taxed at preferential rates, 0%, 15%, or 20% depending on your income level. Strategy: aim for long-term holds. Avoid frequent trading, day trading, in taxable brokerage accounts unless you are a professional and can offset gains with losses. Tax loss harvesting. If you have investments that have lost value, you can sell them to harvest the loss. These losses can offset capital gains and even up to $3,000 of ordinary income each year. Any remaining loss can be carried forward indefinitely to future years. This is a powerful strategy to reduce your tax bill. Dividends tax. Qualified dividends from US. Corporations or qualified foreign corporations taxed at the same preferential long-term capital gains rates 0%, 15%, 20%. Non-qualified dividends taxed as ordinary income. Strategy: hold dividend-paying stocks in tax-advantaged accounts like a Roth IRA where the dividends can grow tax-free, or in a traditional IRA where they are tax-deferred. If in a taxable account, prioritize qualified dividends for lower rates. Real estate specific tax benefits. Real estate offers some of the most generous tax benefits. Depreciation: you can deduct a portion of the property's value, excluding land, each year as a depreciation expense, even if the property is appreciating in market value. This is a non-cash expense that significantly reduces your taxable income from rental properties. Deductible expenses. All legitimate operating expenses of a rental property: mortgage interest, property taxes, insurance, repairs, property management fees, utilities, etc. are deductible. 1031 exchange. Like-kind exchange. If you sell an investment property, you can defer capital gains taxes by reinvesting the proceeds into a similar like-kind investment property within a specific time frame. This allows you to grow your real estate portfolio tax-deferred. Primary residence exclusion. If you sell your primary residence, you can exclude up to $250,000, single, or $500,000, married filing jointly, of capital gains from your income, provided you meet certain ownership and use tests. Advanced strategy: entity selection, self-employment taxes, and charitable giving. As your income and complexity grow, so do your tax planning opportunities. Entity selection for businesses. Sole proprietorship. Simplest, but offers no legal separation between you and your business. All income expenses are reported on your personal Schedule C. Limited Liability Company, LLC, provides liability protection, separating your personal assets from business debts. Income and expenses are still typically passed through to your personal return, unless you elect otherwise. S-corporation election for LLCs, a powerful tax strategy for self-employed individuals or small business owners. If you elect to be taxed as an S-corp, you can pay yourself a reasonable salary, subject to payroll taxes, and take the rest of your profits as distributions. These distributions are not subject to self-employment taxes. Social distributions are not subject to self-employment taxes. Security and Medicare, which can be a significant savings for profitable businesses. Consult a CPA for this. Corporation, generally used by larger businesses due to double taxation. Corporate profits are taxed, then dividends to shareholders are taxed again, though it offers benefits like unlimited ownership and capital raising. Minimizing self-employment taxes. If you're self-employed, you pay both the employer and employee portions of Social Security and Medicare taxes, 15.3% on your net earnings up to a certain limit, then 2.9% beyond that. S-corp election. As mentioned, this can be a major saving. Deductible business expenses. Every legitimate business expense reduces your net earnings and therefore your self-employment tax. Keep meticulous record. Estimated taxes. Remember to pay estimated quarterly taxes if you expect to owe more than $1,000 in taxes. This avoids penalties at year-end. Strategic charitable giving. The wealthy often integrate philanthropy with their tax planning. Cash donations. Deductible up to certain AGI limits if you itemize. Donating appreciated stock. Instead of selling appreciated stock, triggering capital gains, and then donating cash. Donate the stock directly to a qualified charity. You get a deduction for the fair market value of the stock and avoid paying capital gains tax on the appreciation. Donor-advised funds, DAFs. You contribute cash or appreciated assets to a DAF, receive an immediate tax deduction, and then recommend grants to charities over time. This gives you flexibility and control over your giving. Qualified charitable distributions, QCDs. For those over 70.5, you can direct required minimum distributions, RMDs, from your IRA directly to a charity. This distribution isn't taxed and counts towards your RMD, a powerful strategy for reducing taxable income in retirement. The crucial advice: partner with a professional. While this chapter provides valuable insights, tax law is complex and constantly changing. As your wealth grows and your financial situation becomes more intricate, working with a qualified certified public accountant, CPA, or a tax-focused financial advisor is not an expense. It's an investment that can save you far more than their fees. They can help you navigate the nuances, identify personalized strategies, and ensure you stay compliant while maximizing your tax efficiency. Case study: the strategic tax moves of Robert Lee. Robert Lee, a successful small business owner in Denver, Colorado, was earning a good income from his marketing agency, but he always felt like a significant chunk was being siphoned off by taxes. He used to simply hand over his documents to a tax preparer at year-end, reacting to his tax bill. After realizing the power of proactive tax efficiency, he decided to make a change. His first move was to reevaluate his business structure. As a sole proprietor, he was paying self-employment tax on his entire net profit. After consulting with a CPA, he elected for his LLC to be taxed as an S corporation. This allowed him to pay himself a reasonable salary and take the remaining profits as distributions, significantly reducing his self-employment tax burden. Next, Robert maximized his tax-advantaged accounts. He began contributing the maximum allowable to his solo 401, a retirement plan for self-employed individuals, contributing both as an employee and an employer. This provided a large pre-tax deduction, reducing his current income tax. He also opened and maxed out an HSA, choosing an investment option for the funds rather than leaving them in cash. He then focused on his investment portfolio. Instead of holding all his dividend-paying stocks in his taxable brokerage account, he strategically moved some into his Roth IRA, where the dividends would grow and be withdrawn tax-free in retirement. He also became diligent about tax loss harvesting, selling losing positions in his taxable account at year-end to offset capital gains and reduce his overall tax bill. Robert also owned a small commercial property that housed his agency. His CPA advised him on leveraging depreciation deductions, significantly lowering his taxable income from the property. When he sold another smaller investment property, he worked with his CPA to execute a 1031 exchange, deferring the capital gains tax by reinvesting the proceeds into a larger, more profitable commercial building. Finally, Robert integrated charitable giving into his tax strategy. Instead of just donating cash, he started donating highly appreciated stock directly to his favorite local charities. This allowed him to get a deduction for the full market value of the stock while avoiding the capital gains tax he would have paid if he sold it first. Through these strategic moves, entity selection, maximizing tax-advantaged accounts, smart investment management, real estate depreciation, and charitable giving, Robert Lee significantly increased his net income. He wasn't just earning more, he was keeping more, accelerating his journey to substantial wealth and financial freedom. Chapter Summary. Chapter 5 unveiled the critical role of tax efficiency in accelerating wealth accumulation, emphasizing that money saved on taxes is as valuable as money earned. It began by detailing the silent wealth destroyers, various types of taxes beyond just income tax, highlighting the need for a proactive tax strategy. The chapter then explored the power of tax-advantaged accounts, providing an in-depth look at traditional and Roth 401s and IRAs, along with the triple tax advantage benefits of health savings accounts, HSAs, guiding readers on choosing the right fit for their financial goals. We distinguished between deductions, reducing taxable income, and credits, reducing tax liability dollar for dollar, offering examples and stressing the importance of meticulous record-keeping. Advanced tax planning for investors covered capital gains tax strategies, long-term holds, tax loss harvesting, and dividend taxation, alongside significant real estate tax benefits like depreciation and 1031 exchanges. Finally, the chapter delved into sophisticated strategies like advantageous entity selection, e.g., S-corp election for self-employment tax savings, and integrating strategic charitable giving, concluding with a strong recommendation to partner with qualified tax professionals, exemplified by Robert Lee's successful implementation of these advanced tax efficiency tactics. Chapter 6: Asset Protection, Legacy, Safeguarding Your Wealth for Generations. Building wealth is an active pursuit. Protecting it is an essential, ongoing responsibility. Life is unpredictable. Lawsuits, unexpected illnesses, market crashes, or poor planning can erode a lifetime of financial diligence in a surprisingly short amount of time. The financially free don't just focus on accumulation, they prioritize preservation. They understand that true wealth isn't just about how much you have, but how much you keep and how effectively you can pass it on. This chapter will guide you through the crucial steps of protecting your hard-earned assets from various risks and establishing a clear, intentional plan for your legacy. This isn't just for the ultra-rich. These principles are vital for anyone building significant wealth. Protecting what you've built, insurance, legal structures, and emergency funds. The first line of defense for your wealth is a comprehensive strategy that acts as a financial shield. Comprehensive insurance coverage. Don't view insurance as an expense, view it as a transfer of risk. Health insurance. Non-negotiable. Medical emergencies can quickly wipe out savings. Ensure robust coverage and consider an HSA-compatible plan, as discussed in Chapter 5, for tax benefits. Life insurance. If you have dependents, children, spouse, aging parents who rely on your income, life insurance provides financial protection in the event of your premature death. Term life insurance is often the most cost-effective solution for providing coverage during your earning years. Disability insurance, crucial for protecting your income. If you become ill or injured and can't work, disability insurance replaces a portion of your salary. This is often more likely to be needed than life insurance during your working years. Homeowners, renters insurance protects your largest asset or your belongings from damage, theft, and liability. Auto insurance, required by law and protects you from financial ruin in an accident. Umbrella liability insurance. This is often overlooked but critical for the financially secure. It provides an extra layer of liability coverage above your existing home and auto policies. If you're sued for a significant amount, e.g., someone is injured on your property, or you cause a severe car accident, an umbrella policy kicks in after your primary policies are exhausted, protecting your personal assets from seizure. For anyone with significant assets, this is a must-have. Strategic legal structures. As your assets grow, consider legal structures that offer liability protection. Limited liability company, LLC, often used for businesses and rental properties. An LLC separates your personal assets from business liabilities. If your business is sued or a tenant sues you over a rental property owned by an LLC, your personal assets, home, personal savings are generally protected. This is a foundational step for real estate investors and entrepreneurs. Trusts. While primarily for estate planning, certain trusts can offer asset protection benefits by removing assets from your direct ownership, making them harder for creditors or litigants to access. More on trust below. The robust emergency fund. We've touched on this before, but it's worth emphasizing. Your emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of living expenses, ideally in a high-yield savings account, isn't just for job loss. It protects your long-term investments from being liquidated at an inopportune time, e.g., during a market downturn, to cover unexpected expenses. It's your liquidity buffer against life's curveballs. Estate Planning 101. Wills, trusts, and power of attorney. Estate planning isn't just for the elderly or the ultra-wealthy. It's for anyone who wants to ensure their wishes are honored, their loved ones are cared for, and their assets are distributed efficiently upon their incapacitation or death. If you don't have a plan, the state has one for you, and it probably doesn't align with your wishes. Will, last will and testament. Purpose specifies who inherits your assets, names guardians for minor children, and designates an executor to manage your estate. Limitation. A will still goes through probate, a public and often lengthy, months to years, legal process where a court validates the will and oversees asset distribution. This can be costly, time-consuming, and expose your financial details to the public. Trusts. Living trusts, irrevocable trusts. What they are. A legal arrangement where a trustee holds assets for the benefit of beneficiaries according to instructions in a trust document. Revocable living trust. The most common type for individuals. Benefits. Avoids probate. Assets held in the trust bypass the probate process, making distribution faster, private, and less costly. Management during incapacity. If you become incapacitated, a successor trustee, named by you, can manage your assets without court intervention. Flexibility. You retain control over the assets and can modify or revoke the trust during your lifetime. How it works. You transfer ownership of your assets, house, investment accounts, etc., from your name to the trust's name. Irrevocable trust cannot be changed or revoked once created. Often used for more advanced asset protection or specific charitable giving strategies, as assets held in an irrevocable trust are generally protected from creditors and estate taxes. Requires specialized legal advice. Power of attorney. POA, financial POA, designates someone to make financial decisions on your behalf if you become incapacitated. Healthcare POA, advanced directive, healthcare proxy, designates someone to make medical decisions on your behalf if you're unable to. Living will, expresses your wishes regarding medical treatment, especially end-of-life care. The proactive approach. Don't wait until it's too late. Review your beneficiaries on all accounts, retirement, life insurance, as these supersede your will. Work with an estate planning attorney to create a comprehensive plan tailored to your unique circumstances and goals. Succession planning, passing on your financial wisdom and assets. Beyond the legal documents, true legacy planning involves preparing the next generation. The financially free don't just hand over wealth, they pass on the wisdom and values that created it. Educating heirs. This is arguably more important than the money itself. Teach your children and grandchildren, if applicable, about budgeting and financial responsibility, the value of saving and investing, understanding good debt versus bad debt. Philanthropy and giving back. The importance of financial discipline. Start early and make it age-appropriate. Establishing clear instructions for assets, investment accounts, specify how and when assets should be distributed. Should it be outright or in stages, e.g., 25% at 25, 25% at 30, etc., through a trust? Businesses. Have a clear succession plan for any businesses you own. Who will take over? How will ownership transfer? Will it be sold? Digital assets. Provide clear instructions for digital accounts, online businesses, and even social media. Minimizing family disputes. Transparency, where appropriate. Discuss your estate plan with key family members to avoid surprises and address potential conflicts beforehand. Fairness versus equality. Understand that fair doesn't always mean equal. Sometimes one child may need more assistance, e.g., for a medical condition or has contributed more to a family business. Communicate your rationale clearly. Professional mediation. If there are significant family dynamics, consider professional mediators or advisors to facilitate discussions. The gifting strategy. Philanthropy and charitable giving for impact and tax benefits. The financially free often use their wealth not just for personal gain, but for societal impact. Strategic charitable giving allows you to make a difference while also enjoying significant tax advantages. Direct cash donations, simplest form. Deductible if you itemize up to certain adjusted gross income, AGI limits. Donating appreciated stock or property. This is a powerful strategy. Instead of selling a stock that has grown significantly, which would trigger capital gains tax, and then donating the cash, you donate the stock directly to a qualified charity. Benefit: you get a tax deduction for the full fair market value of the stock, and you avoid paying capital gains tax on the appreciation. It's a win-win. Donor-advised funds, DAFs, what they are, a charitable giving vehicle administered by a public charity. You contribute cash, appreciated stock, or other assets to the DAF, receive an immediate tax deduction for the contribution, and then recommend grants to your favorite charities over time. Benefits: immediate tax deduction, avoids capital gains on appreciated assets, simplifies giving, one contribution to the DAF, then many grants from it, and allows for anonymous giving if desired. You can grow the funds within the DAF tax-free. Private foundations: for those with very substantial wealth who want more control over their philanthropic activities, a private foundation can be established. It involves higher administrative costs and more complex rules, but offers maximum control over investment and grant-making. Qualified charitable distributions, QCDs from IRAs. For individuals aged 70 and a half or older, you can direct up to $105,000 annually from your traditional IRA directly to a qualified charity. This distribution counts towards your required minimum distribution, RMD, and is excluded from your taxable income, a significant benefit for retirees trying to manage their AGI. Aligning your financial success with your values through strategic giving creates a deeper sense of purpose and leaves a tangible positive impact on the world. Advanced strategy, international diversification, and advanced trust structures. For those with very high net worth or complex international dealings, asset protection can extend beyond national borders and involve highly specialized legal instruments. International diversification. Investing in overseas assets. Holding investments in stable, well-regulated foreign markets can diversify your portfolio against domestic economic downturns or political risks. This is distinct from purely tax-driven offshore accounts. International real estate. Investing in real estate in other countries can offer diversification and potentially different growth profiles or income streams. Caution: requires deep understanding of foreign laws, tax treaties, and local market conditions. Advanced trust structures, irrevocable trusts for asset protection. Assets placed into certain irrevocable trusts, e.g., domestic asset protection trusts in some states, can be protected from future creditors or lawsuits, provided they are set up correctly and not used to defraud existing creditors. Charitable remainder trusts, CRTs, and charitable lead trusts, CLTs. These are complex trusts that combine charitable giving with income or asset distribution to heirs, offering significant tax advantages and fulfilling philanthropic goals. Grantor retained annuity trusts, GRATs, used by high net worth individuals to transfer wealth to heirs with minimal gift or estate tax implications. These advanced strategies require a team of highly specialized professionals. Estate planning attorney, essential for drafting wills, trusts, and POAs. Tax attorney, CPA, for complex tax planning, especially for businesses or international assets. Financial advisor, fee-only fiduciary, to help integrate your asset protection, investment, and legacy goals into a cohesive plan. Insurance professional, to ensure adequate and appropriate coverage. The proactive involvement of these experts ensures that your wealth is not only grown, but vigorously defended and purposefully transferred, securing your legacy for generations to come. Case study: the legacy planning of Linda Thompson. Linda Thompson, a 68-year-old retired small business owner in Portland, Oregon, had built a substantial net worth through decades of entrepreneurship and diligent investing. Her children, William and Hannah, were financially responsible, but Linda wanted to ensure her wealth would be distributed smoothly, continue to grow, and support the causes she deeply cared about, rather than being eroded by taxes or probate. Her first major step was to meet with a comprehensive estate planning attorney. They set up a revocable living trust and titled her primary residence, investment properties, and significant brokerage accounts into the trust. This immediately ensured that these assets would bypass probate upon her death, keeping her financial affairs private and saving her children time and legal fees. Within the trust, she clearly outlined how her assets should be distributed to William and Hannah, including specific instructions for her collection of vintage art. To protect her wealth from potential unforeseen liabilities, Linda also secured a substantial umbrella liability policy, recognizing that even careful individuals could face large lawsuits. Her business had already been structured as an LLC, providing crucial asset protection from its operations. Linda was passionate about environmental conservation. Her attorney advised her on setting up a donor-advised fund, DOF. She contributed a significant portion of her highly appreciated tech stock, which she had held for decades, directly to the DAF. This allowed her to take an immediate tax deduction for the fair market value of the stock and avoid paying capital gains tax on its considerable appreciation. She then began recommending grants from the DAF to various environmental nonprofits, ensuring her giving would continue for years without further administrative hassle. As she approached her 70s, her financial advisor suggested using qualified charitable distributions, QCDs, from her traditional IRA. This allowed her to fulfill a portion of her required minimum distributions, RMDs, by sending them directly to charities, thus reducing her taxable income in retirement. Linda didn't just accumulate wealth. She meticulously planned for its preservation and purposeful transfer. Her proactive approach to asset protection and legacy planning gave her immense peace of mind, knowing that her financial fortress was secure and her wealth would continue to make a difference long after she was gone, truly embodying the principles of the financially free. Chapter Summary. Chapter 6 highlighted the critical importance of asset protection and legacy planning for the financially free, emphasizing that safeguarding wealth is as crucial as accumulating it. We explored foundational protective measures, including comprehensive insurance coverage, especially umbrella liability, strategic legal structures like LLCs, and the necessity of a robust emergency fund. The chapter then delved into essential estate planning tools, wills, and the significant advantages of various trusts, especially revocable living trusts for avoiding probate, alongside the crucial role of powers of attorney for financial and healthcare decisions. Succession planning was addressed as passing on not just assets, but financial wisdom to heirs and establishing clear instructions to minimize family disputes. We detailed strategic charitable giving methods, such as donating appreciated stock and utilizing donor-advised funds, DAFs, or qualified charitable distributions, QCDs, to create impact while leveraging tax benefits. Finally, advanced strategies like international diversification and sophisticated trust structures were introduced for very high net worth individuals, underscoring the necessity of a team of specialized professionals, as exemplified by Linda Thompson's comprehensive approach to securing her multi-generational legacy. Chapter 7. Continuous Learning, Networking, the Unending Pursuit of Growth. Imagine a race where the finish line keeps moving forward, or a game where the rules are constantly being updated. That's the reality of the financial world. Economic landscapes shift, technologies emerge, and new opportunities and challenges arise. The truly financially free aren't just good at accumulating wealth, they are masters of adaptation and expansion. They recognize that their greatest asset isn't their portfolio, but their mind and their connections. This chapter will reveal why the wealthy are perpetual students and strategic networkers. You'll discover how to cultivate a lifelong learning habit, build meaningful relationships that open doors, and position yourself to thrive in an ever-changing world. This isn't just about getting rich, it's about staying rich and continually increasing your capacity for wealth and impact. The wealthy are perpetual students, books, courses, and mentors. The idea that learning stops after formal education is a myth, especially for those who achieve lasting financial success. The wealthy understand that knowledge is power, and continuous learning is the fuel for innovation, problem-solving, and staying competitive. Reading, always reading. Books reading broadens your perspective and provides deep dives into complex topics. The financially free devour books on finance, business, economics, psychology, history, and biographies of successful individuals. Financial news, publications. Staying informed about market trends, economic indicators, and policy changes is crucial. This doesn't mean obsessing over daily fluctuations, but understanding the broader currents. E.g., The Wall Street Journal, The Economist, Bloomberg, blogs, newsletters. Many experts share valuable, actionable insights through free or paid newsletters and blogs. Curate your information sources carefully, seeking out reputable, evidence-based content. Online courses, specialized education, upskilling. The digital age offers an unprecedented array of affordable or free online courses. Whether it's learning a new programming language, mastering digital marketing, or delving into advanced investment strategies, these platforms, e.g., Coursera, Udemy, edX, LinkedIn Learning, allow you to acquire high-value skills on your own schedule. Certifications. Professional certifications in areas like project management, data analysis, or specific software can significantly boost your income and career opportunities. Conferences, workshops. Attending industry conferences, webinars, or specialized workshops allows for immersive learning and direct interaction with experts. The invaluable role of mentors. Why mentors are crucial. A good mentor has already navigated the path you're on, made the mistakes, and learned the lessons. They can offer guidance, introduce you to networks, provide accountability, and help you avoid common pitfalls. Their insights can compress years of learning into months. Finding a mentor. Look within your existing network. Is there someone you admire who is a few steps ahead of you professionally or financially? Be clear about your goals. What specific area do you need guidance in? Offer value first. Don't just ask for their time. How can you help them? Share relevant articles, offer to volunteer, or simply express genuine admiration for their work. Start small. Ask for an informational interview or a brief coffee chat. Don't immediately ask for a formal mentorship. Being a good mentee, respect their time, come prepared with specific questions, take action on their advice, and report back on your progress. Giving back. As you grow, consider becoming a mentor yourself. Teaching others solidifies your own knowledge and strengthens your network. The power of your network, building meaningful connections. It's often said, your network is your net worth. This isn't just about who you know, but the quality of your relationships and the value you bring to them. The financially free understand that opportunities often arise not from direct advertising, but from warm introductions and trusted referrals within their network. Networking as relationship building. Shift your mindset. It's not about what can I get, but how can I give? Or how can I connect with interesting people? Authenticity. People can spot a transactional networker a mile away. Be genuinely interested in others, their work, and their challenges. Follow through. If you promise to connect someone, send an email, or share a resource, do it promptly. Your reliability is key. Strategies for building a valuable network. Industry events. Attend conferences, trade shows, and local meetups in your field. Professional associations. Join organizations relevant to your career or business. These offer structured networking opportunities and often educational resources. Online platforms. Leverage LinkedIn strategically. Connect with people in your industry, engage with their content, and share your own insights. Online communities, forums, or specific social media groups can also be valuable. Alumni networks. Your university or past workplaces can be a rich source of connections. Informal interactions. Don't underestimate the power of casual conversations at social events, coffee shops, or even your gym. You never know where a valuable connection might emerge. The Give First philosophy. Offer help. Can you introduce two people who could benefit from knowing each other? Can you share an article relevant to someone's work? Can you offer a skill or advice without expecting immediate compensation? Be a connector. The people who connect others without personal gain are often the most valued in any network. Share knowledge, contribute to discussions, write articles, or speak at events. Position yourself as a valuable resource. By cultivating a strong, diverse network built on trust and mutual respect, you create a powerful web of support, information, and opportunities that are simply unavailable to those who go it alone. Mastermind groups. Accelerating your learning and opportunities. A mastermind group is a peer-to-peer mentoring group used to help members solve their problems with advice and input from the other group members. It's an intentional gathering of like-minded individuals who share a common goal, typically success in business, finance, or personal development. What makes masterminds powerful? Collective wisdom. You get the benefit of multiple perspectives and experiences on your challenges. Accountability. Group members hold each other accountable to their goals and commitments. Support, encouragement, a safe space to share vulnerabilities, celebrate wins, and get support during setbacks. Accelerated learning. You learn not only from your own challenges, but also from the successes and failures of others. Synergy. The ideas generated together are often far greater than what any individual could come up with alone. How to find or create your own mastermind group. Identify your niche. Are you looking for fellow entrepreneurs, investors, or professionals in a specific industry? Look for complementary skills. A diverse group with different strengths and backgrounds can be more effective. Set clear expectations. Establish ground rules for confidentiality, participation, meeting frequency, and what topics will be discussed. Start small. 3 to 5 committed individuals is often ideal. Formal versus informal. It can be a highly structured group with a facilitator or a more casual peer support group. Masterminds are a hallmark of highly successful people, from Napoleon Hill's research on Andrew Carnegie's circle to modern-day entrepreneurs, leveraging them for rapid growth. Staying ahead of the curve, adapting to economic shifts and new technologies. The financially free are not complacent. They understand that the only constant is change, and agility is paramount. Financial literacy in a changing world, macroeconomics. Have a basic understanding of inflation, interest rates, GDP, and global economic trends. These impact your investments and income. Monetary and fiscal policy. How government and central bank decisions can influence markets and your personal finances. Behavioral economics. Understanding the psychological biases that affect financial decision-making, your own and others. Monitoring technological advancements, automation, AI. How will these impact your industry, job market, and potential investment opportunities? Blockchain, cryptocurrency. While volatile, understanding the underlying technology and its potential disruptive power is important. Biotechnology, green energy, space exploration. These emerging fields represent future growth areas for investment and career development. Developing adaptability, resilience, scenario planning. Mentally, or actually, considering what-if scenarios, e.g., what if I lost my job? What if the market crashed by 30%? This helps you prepare emotionally and financially. Skill stacking. Continuously acquiring new, complementary skills makes you more valuable and adaptable to different roles or industries. Financial flexibility. Maintaining a lean overhead and healthy emergency fund provides the buffer to pivot when needed. This proactive approach ensures that you don't just react to change, but anticipate and capitalize on it. Advanced strategy, becoming a thought leader and sharing your knowledge. The ultimate expression of continuous learning and leveraging your network is often becoming a thought leader in your field. This isn't just about personal growth. It creates a powerful feedback loop that amplifies your income, influence, and opportunities. Leveraging expertise for influence, public speaking. Share your insights at industry events, conferences, or even local community groups. This positions you as an expert. Content creation, blogging. Establish a platform to share your written expertise. Podcasting. Share audio insights and interview other experts. Video, YouTube, social media. Engage with an audience visually. Newsletters. Build a direct connection with your audience. Publishing a book. Writing a book is the ultimate credibility builder. It solidifies your expertise, opens doors to speaking gigs, consulting opportunities, and attracts new clients or investors. The synergy of sharing and attracting wealth. When you generously share your knowledge, you build trust and credibility. This attracts people who need your expertise, clients, employers, partners. It creates new income streams from speaking fees, book royalties, online courses, or increased business. It deepens your own understanding as you articulate and refine your ideas. It positions you at the forefront of your industry, making you a go-to resource. Becoming a thought leader is a long-term play, but it solidifies your financial position by making you indispensable, not just replaceable. It is the ultimate form of leveraging your intellectual capital. Case study: How William Johnson Leveraged Networking for Business Growth. William Johnson, a 52-year-old entrepreneur in Chicago, Illinois, had built a moderately successful manufacturing business over 2 decades. He was good at what he did, but growth had plateaued. He tended to be a lone wolf, preferring to focus on operations rather than external engagement. His business felt isolated, and he worried about its future in a rapidly changing market. A friend convinced William to attend an industry conference where he reluctantly decided to try networking. Instead of just collecting business cards, he genuinely listened to people, asking about their challenges and sharing insights from his own experience. He met a younger entrepreneur, Alex, who ran a successful e-commerce business. Alex introduced William to the concept of mastermind groups. Intrigued, William joined a local business owner's mastermind. The group met monthly, dissecting each member's business challenges and offering collective wisdom. Through this group, William was introduced to new automation software that revolutionized his production line, saving him significant costs. Another member, a marketing expert, helped him understand the power of digital marketing, something he had always dismissed. Inspired by his newfound connections, William committed to continuous learning. He started reading industry reports, listening to business podcasts, and took an online course in supply chain optimization. He even found a mentor in a retired manufacturing CEO he met through his university alumni network. This mentor gave him crucial advice on scaling and managing personnel. As his knowledge grew, William started sharing it. He began writing short articles on LinkedIn about manufacturing efficiencies, attracting attention from others in his field. He was eventually invited to speak at a regional conference, a move that brought him unexpected recognition and led to several inquiries about his consulting services, opening an entirely new revenue stream for him. William's business didn't just grow, it evolved. His network provided critical information, opportunities, and accountability. His commitment to learning kept him ahead of industry trends. By embracing continuous growth and the power of connection, William transformed his plateaued business into a thriving, future-proof enterprise, proving that the pursuit of knowledge and connection truly is unending for those who aim for lasting financial success. Chapter Summary. Chapter 7 underscored that for the financially free, wealth accumulation is an ongoing journey fueled by continuous growth and strategic connection. We established that the wealthy are perpetual students, highlighting the importance of lifelong learning through diverse resources like books, online courses, and specialized education. The invaluable role of mentors was emphasized, with practical advice on finding and leveraging their guidance. We then explored the profound power of networking as authentic relationship building, providing strategies for cultivating a valuable network and adopting a give-first philosophy. Mastermind groups were introduced as an advanced tool for accelerating collective learning, accountability, and opportunity. The chapter also stressed the importance of staying ahead of the curve by adapting to economic shifts and new technologies, developing financial literacy, and fostering adaptability. Finally, we discussed the advanced strategy of becoming a thought leader by sharing knowledge through public speaking, content creation, and publishing, demonstrating how this synergy attracts wealth and solidifies influence, all exemplified by William Johnson's transformative journey of leveraging learning and networking for business growth. Conclusion. Your journey to financial freedom begins now. You've made it. You've journeyed through the 7 powerful principles that underpin the financial freedom enjoyed by the truly wealthy. You've seen that it's not about magic or luck, but about deliberate action, consistent effort, and a profound understanding of how money works, and more importantly, how you work with money. This isn't a book to read once and shelve. It's a manual, a blueprint, a constant companion for your financial journey. The insights within these pages are not just theories, they are actionable strategies practiced by successful individuals every single day. Recap of the 7 principles. Let's quickly retrace the ground we've covered, recognizing the interconnectedness and cumulative power of each principle, the mindset of abundance. We began here because all financial success flows from your beliefs. You learn to rewire your brain, dismantle limiting beliefs, set precise goals, and use visualization and affirmations to align your subconscious with your financial aspirations. Your wealth journey starts in your head. Strategic saving, investing. You moved beyond basic saving to understand the exponential power of compound interest. You discovered how to automate your financial flow and deploy your money into low-cost, diversified vehicles like index funds, ETFs, and strategic real estate, making your money work tirelessly for you. Your money can be your greatest employee. Income amplification. We challenge the myth of the single income, exploring how to cultivate multiple revenue streams through side hustles, freelancing, passive income powerhouses like dividends and digital products, and even building scalable businesses. Your income potential is limitless when diversified. Debt, your lever or your anchor. You learn to distinguish between crippling bad debt and wealth, building good debt. We covered aggressive strategies to eliminate the former and how to strategically leverage the latter for asset acquisition and business growth, all while mastering your credit score. Debt is a tool. Learn to wield it wisely. Tax efficiency. You discovered how to stop passively accepting your tax bill and instead proactively integrate tax strategies into your financial plan. Maximizing tax-advantaged accounts, leveraging deductions and credits, and understanding advanced entity selection can dramatically increase your take-home pay. Keep more of what you earn, legally and strategically. Asset protection. Legacy. You understood that building wealth is only half the battle. Protecting it is crucial. We explored essential insurance, legal structures like trusts, and the critical role of estate planning and charitable giving to safeguard your assets and ensure your legacy endures for generations. Protect your fortress and leave your mark. Continuous learning, networking. Finally, you recognized that growth is an unending pursuit. The financially free are perpetual students, voraciously consuming knowledge and cultivating powerful networks through meaningful relationships and mastermind groups. They adapt, evolve, and continuously seek new opportunities. Your greatest assets are your mind and your connections. These aren't isolated concepts, they form a robust, interconnected system. A mindset of abundance, Chapter 1, fuels your desire to learn, Chapter 7, and invest strategically, Chapter 2. Amplifying income, Chapter 3, provides more capital to invest and pay down debt, Chapter 4, while smart tax planning, Chapter 5, ensures you keep more of those gains. All of it is underpinned by safeguarding what you build, Chapter 6, and constantly seeking new knowledge and connections, Chapter 7, the Stop Wishing, Start Doing call to action. You now have the knowledge. You have the roadmap. The only thing standing between you and financial freedom is action. Stop wishing for a better financial future. Stop telling yourself, someday. Someday is a myth. The only day that matters is today. Start small. Start imperfectly. But start. Did Chapter 1 resonate? Write down your top 3 limiting beliefs about money and an empowering affirmation for each, inspired by Chapter 2. Set up an automatic transfer of just $25 from your next paycheck into a savings or investment account. Thinking about Chapter 3? Brainstorm 3 skills you could leverage for a side hustle this week. Got bad debt from Chapter 4? Pick either the snowball or avalanche method and commit to an extra $50 payment on your smallest, highest interest debt. Curious about Chapter 5? Look up your company's 401k match and make sure you're getting it. Worried about Chapter 6? Call an insurance agent for an umbrella policy quote or research estate planning attorneys in your area. Ready for Chapter 7? Pick one finance book to read or seek out a mentor in your field. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the right time. The financially free are not perfect. They are simply consistent doers. They take messy, imperfect action, learn from it, and adjust. That's the real secret. Sustaining your momentum, ongoing growth and adaptation. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Maintaining your momentum is crucial for long-term success. Regular review. Set aside time monthly, quarterly, and annually to review your financial goals, budget, investments, and overall plan. Are you on track? Do you need to adjust? Celebrate wins. Acknowledge your progress, no matter how small. Paid off a credit card? Celebrated a passive income milestone? Treat yourself responsibly to reinforce positive behavior. Adaptability. Life happens. Market conditions change. Your income might fluctuate. Be prepared to adapt your strategies without abandoning your core principles. Financial freedom means having the flexibility to navigate life's shifts gracefully. Stay curious. Keep learning. The world is evolving, and new financial opportunities and challenges will emerge. Your commitment to continuous learning will keep you at the forefront. Your Financial Freedom Pledge. Before you close this book, take a moment. Put your hand over your heart and say this to yourself, out loud if possible. I am ready. I commit to becoming the architect of my financial destiny. I will apply the principles of the financially free, taking consistent, intentional action starting today. I will cultivate an abundant mindset, make my money work tirelessly, amplify my income, master debt, optimize my taxes, protect my wealth, and never stop learning and connecting. I am capable of achieving true financial freedom, and my journey begins now. You have within you the power to transform your financial reality. It will require discipline. It will require patience. But the rewards, the peace of mind, the choices, the impact you can make are immeasurable. Stop wishing. Start doing. The powerful principles are yours to command. Go build your financially free life.